What movie to watch when emotionally vulnerable so as to feel a sense of belonging? Stardust. Main character as somewhat of an outcast oddball with low self-esteem. Goes on an adventure and finds himself. Plus a whole bunch of other wild stuff happens. This was a terrible description of the movie, but totally worth a watch. Amelie. It's beautifully shot and you watch some connections grow over time. It's tender and sweet and magical. Stranger Than Fiction. Arrival, 2016. The story hits different when you're feeling alone in the world. Here's the weird answer. Gross Point Blank. It's about a hitman going to his high school reunion and reconnecting with his high school sweetheart. And it's weirdly wholesome and heart-warming for a movie that involves contract killing. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. My favorite is The Big Lebowski. I love the calm tone, lighting, natural flow of conversation, and scenes speaking for themselves without speaking. Jeff, the guy who plays the dude, is also so fucking casual with his posture that you can't help to feel comfortable too. I love the recurring scenes of the dude and his friends at the bowling alley. They're funny and familiar. The lack of music in most scenes adds to the effect of calm familiarity. I remember the first time I watched it. Just felt like a beautiful piece of artsy, stoner energy, craziness. The Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship is full on friendship and will make your insides feel all cuddly. I watched Princess Mononoke as being totally hangover and miserable for the first time and it blew my mind deeply. I never felt anything close to that afterward. Up Forrest Gump. The Shawshank Redemption. Pursuit of Happiness. Howl's Moving Castle. Spirited Away. A Dog's Purpose. Inside Out. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It will remind you that everyone has spite in their hearts, but how you go about dealing with it and how quickly you mature from it will manifest the peace you are looking for. It also touches on regret, consequences of your anger, and the futile effort of trying to forget somebody that your heart wants. Cast consists of Jim Carrey, Drew Barrymore, Elijah Wood, Kate Winslet, and Mark Ruffalo. Edit. For anyone that hasn't seen it but needs one last nudge and to be convinced to watch it, I say this: imagine your best relationship that ended the worst way, and as of right now, with whatever disdain, hate you hold in your heart from it, ask yourself if you lived it backwards if it would still be there. Shaun of the Dead, or Hot Fuzz. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as a duo always give me that buddy ol' pal feeling. Howl's Moving Castle, or Kiki's Delivery Service. Studio Ghibli films are pretty good if you're looking for wholesome messages and amazing art. Monsters, Inc. Office Space. The Guardians of the Galaxy. They form their own sort of misfit family and it's so heartwarming, even though the movie is absolutely hilarious. Fight Club. You are not a special and unique snowflake. You are the same decomposing organic matter as everyone else. Nothing gives a true sense of belonging besides realizing we all belong in the trash. Asterisk together. Asterisk. Second-Hand Lions. I get emotional from the eternal sunshine of a spotless mind. Mr. Nobody, 2009. In the future, a 116-year-old man is about to become the last human being to die, death having been cured in the years prior. The media wants to interview him about his life story. Turns out it's a very winding road. Basically a surreal sci-fi drama in the vein of stuff like Donnie Darko, Vanilla Sky, Cloud Atlas, Jacob's Ladder, and the works of Terry Gilliam. Highly recommended. Brave Little Toaster. Kiki's Delivery Service. Harry Potter. Lord of the Rings. Little Miss Sunshine and Lost in Translation. Almost Famous. I don't know if others feel this way, but I love this movie. Maybe because I related to the main character in high school. Lilo and Stitch. It's literally about finding family. It's a Wonderful Life. Smiley face. Dead Poets Society. The Princess Bride. No more perfect a movie to make you feel better. Interstellar. Paddington 2. Or Spirited Away. My Neighbor Totoro. Not a movie but Top Gear UK with Clarkson. No matter what, those guys always make me feel like I'm part of their group. Charlie Bartlett, one of my all-time favorites, and I always feel so good at the end. Can I just say pretty much everything by Disney for kids? It almost always has the predictable happy ending, personal growth and nice life lessons about being yourself. Wall-E. It's cute, it's wholesome and it's not too real. Also Pirate Radio, The Boat That Rocked, and Taking Woodstock. Okay, hear me out. Kiki's Delivery Service. Like my god, did that movie drag me out of a real low spot. I think what really hit me was just how simple it made life seem. I lived. Cloud Atlas. Baraka. This movie is for when your emotional vulnerability stems from raw existential anxiety, and when you need to feel, not the sentiment of illusory proximity in society to other confused souls, but a belonging that is rooted in an awareness of pure being. It gives no answers, it only lets the question be truly asked. The Barbershop Movies. Good Will Hunting. When Robin Williams tells Matt Damon, "It's not your fault, man," I teared up. Asterisk batteries not included. Any film by John Waters will do. They are all about a bunch of weirdos sticking it to the man in one way or another. They are all good, but my favorite is Cecil B. Demented. Most uplifting would probably be Hairspray. Either way, it is a fantastic catalog of statements about letting your freak flag fly. The Breakfast Club. The Never-Ending Story. Winnie the Pooh. First Harry Potter. Fight Club. A film that teaches you the meaningless life and how to deal with it. The Polar Express is always fun. Remember the Titans. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs too. That's my favorite movie. The second is way better than the first. And you don't have to see the first movie to enjoy the second. Secondhand Lions. Big Chill. Meet the Robinsons. It makes me cry every time. Wristcutters. A love story. It says planet Earth is just a flawed purgatory we are all forced to endure for a season. My runner-up would be Best in Show because it says all human beings are absurd and the best thing you can do is keep a sense of humor about it. For me it's Zootopia, ha ha ha. Kind of a silly one. I like animated movies in general when I am very upset. The Blind Side. Into the Woods. Warning, it's a musical. Big Lebowski. Anne with an E. It's a series on Netflix. Midsommar and Starship Troopers. Dark, but true. They're based off propaganda and cult tactics, but by golly they work. Perks of Being a Wallflower. Night on Earth. It's a film by Jim Jarmusch and one of my all-time favorites. Honestly, I don't know if the film works the same for other people, but whenever I see it, I feel just a little less alone. It's a beautiful film. Spirited Away. First half makes it worse and then the movie gives you a big warm hug and tells you that everything will be okay. Wreck-It Ralph. A League of Their Own. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The 2005 version. Lars and the Real Girl. The Intern. It always makes me feel calmer and gives me the warm fuzzies. Into the Wild. It's not a movie per se but an anime series, novels, Fruit Basket. It is a very warm, hearting show. It makes me feel better about life when watching it. You can just feel the love pour out from its characters. Up Balloon Balloon House Balloon Balloon. Little Miss Sunshine. Cinema Paradiso. Shrek is the only answer. Big Fish. Can't even describe the V-plot, but wow, October Skies. Kids from old school mining town build rockets and become very good at it. Nobody initially wants them blowing stuff up. The Other Guys. Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell suck at being police officers. A Knight's Tale. Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Eraserhead. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Thanks for watching. See you later.